What's the lowest you'll accept? I got laid off from a job recently. A recruiter contacted me about an opportunity. I sent in my resume, etc. During this process, he asked, "What did you make in your last job?" Which I have no problem sharing. I had an in-person interview today. When I got to the interview, they gave me the list of responsibilities, which ranged everything from what I would consider HR duties, accounts payable, payroll, front desk, administrative support, and so on. They want someone there between 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., but also available some evenings and weekends if they have events or customer meetings. After all of the questions, they said, "We see you have this amount listed as your salary expectation. But what is the lowest amount you would be willing to accept?" They had my previous salary written on the top of the paperwork. So they already knew, before asking to interview me, what I used to make. I asked if they had a budget for the position, and they refused an answer. I asked what range the former person in that role had, and they also refused to answer. So you want me to lowball myself? I told them that I don't want to make less money. I don't think this is going to work out. SMH. I'm mostly frustrated at the colossal waste of time driving down there to interview. The lowest I'll accept is the highest you'll go. A recruiter should tell you the salary range, not insisting you tell him how low you'll go for a salary. If they ask what's the lowest salary you'd accept, ask the what's the lowest amount of effort they expect in return. When HR departments start stealing lines from bottom feeders on Facebook Marketplace, we might just be living in an idiocracy. Lie. I've recently been given a competitive offer at the salary you're looking for, plus some extra, but I'm willing to come down a bit, depending on benefits, because I think the position you're offering gives me more room for growth, and I think this company is a better fit for me. They will always lie to you. Lie to them. Do they want details? Sorry. I really can't speak further about another company's offer, you understand. I'd do the same for you. Of course. Lowest I can go is previous salary 20. I'm an asshole when it comes to questions like that. I would literally just say the number I put on my application. I will not accept less. The lowest I'll go is not being jerked around. If you're feeling petty, give a number higher than your previous salary and watch their confused expression. These people really have some nerve. What's the lowest you'll go? How's about the number you have written down? That's the lowest I go. And that's where you say what's the highest you'll pay. $X is the minimum I will accept to get me out of bed. $XY is the minimum I will accept to stop looking for other jobs. Perfect example of maximum effort for minimal pay. This is why when they ask what you made, you give it plus 25. This is where I start. Want an administrative clerk, payroll specialist, hour generalist, receptionist, accounts payable representative, all in one person. I'm sorry. You want this many skill sets in one person. And you won't want to pay what it's going to take to hire someone with the ability to multitask like that. My minimum is $80K. No less. Non-negotiable, and after hours and weekends or overtime. I don't work salary, so don't even go there. If the recruiter or company won't share the salary range, then decline and move on. So they want you to be there 912 plus overtime is to expected, and you have the responsibility of a secretary, HR, payroll and accounting? That must be a very well-paid position. That question at the end is the moment you laugh, stand up, walk to the door, turn around, laugh again and leave. You say, if you have to ask me my lowest salary, you can't afford me. Good for you for knowing your worth. What was my last salary? My past clients and employers appreciate keeping their operational details in confidence, something I would do for you as well. Lowest? I seek an environment to do good work with good people. Offering competitive compensation packages is the only way to achieve that mix. So let's talk about what budget you have in mind. That recruiter sucks telling them your former salary? Yikes. What a terrible negotiator. In many states, it's illegal to ask how much you used to make for a reason. Why not just be honest? Don't lowball yourself. Saying the lowest you'll accept is 15 more than your last job is a perfectly reasonable answer. Answer all ridiculous questions with ridiculous answers. And I am not joking. Well, I think I could do it for $1 million. Wait for the laugh and the gold-plated toilet in the executive bathroom. Whenever a recruiter type asks what my last salary was, I tell them 20-30 more. Think total compensation, not just the cash. It makes it that much harder for them to lowball you. Your situation, your lowest price could have been between 15 and 25 more than your prior salary. They feel like they got a bargain and you end up with a raise. Win-win. Considering I was underpaid at my previous job and the wide range of responsibilities you are asking me to take responsibility for here, my lowest acceptable would be former pay 25. Full benefits and full 401k matching. I would ask if wasting candidates' time and money is a standard business practice for them. But we already know the answer. I would have added $3 onto your last hourly rate. 1 for them asking you the question, and 2 for not answering yours. We see you have this amount listed as your salary expectation. But what is the lowest amount you would be willing to accept? Previous salary $250. Ask stupid questions. Get stupid answers. C. This is where you whip out a whiteboard and markers and start calculating. Show them this is the lowest for basic needs plus some extra money to save for emergencies. But also so that it's not living paycheck to paycheck. Have a couple hundred per paycheck to have some wiggle room for work-life balance. Tell them super lowball salary. Just happy to be there for the great opportunity, etc. Then when they celebrate putting one over on you, go through all the motions and on the first day of work just don't show up. When they call and demand to know why, tell them they should have understood that no professional would ever show up to work for such miserable pay. Never tell them what you made at your last job. And if you do feel like telling them, say you made $10 15K more than you really did so they can't pull this bullshit move. Have you discussed this position with our? Can the company afford to hire someone else at the moment? It seems you have done as little as possible to prepare for this interview. If this is how you conduct first introductions, I can't imagine what kind of clusterfuck would await me through the door. Here is my number for when you are serious. But no, it seems I'll have a lot of work ahead of me in getting this company into shape, and that will come at a premium. Run away. There is just too many red flags to continue with such an interview. Why would you be honest with what you are currently making? I up the amount 510 HRLY above what I am currently making. My lowest is 15 more than previous. Lovely, they think of you as a used car. If they decide to ask again, consider 15-20 over my old salary. Since these questions make it pretty clear I won't see a raise. Make me an offer. Right here. Right now. If I don't like what I hear, you won't have to hear from me again. If you have to ask, you can't afford me. The proper response should be, what's the least amount of work you would accept? The lowest I'll accept is 45, higher than I made at my last job. That's firm. I'd invoice them for consulting on their hiring process.